And what's up, guys? Technicals here. Kind of a nothing burger video, but I put out the KS0 Ultra overclock video yesterday, and towards the end, which it was a long video, I'm not sure a lot of people watched it, but I kind of did some projections, and it made sense based on the math to run an overclocked KS0 Ultra versus just buying more KS0 Ultras, because obviously the efficiency goes down when you overclock. And I've had several comments come through saying like, well, I'm just going to buy an extra KS0 Ultra. So I ran the math again and put out a tweet, and no one's challenged the math. And I get it, a spreadsheet video, not a lot of people are going to have the patience to go through that, and it's not your job to like check my math. But I did the math again, and I put out the tweet, and I'm right. I'm 100% right. I should never doubt myself, and you turds need to quit gaslighting me. So I'm going to go ahead and show, again, based on the math, it makes sense to overclock because it's due to the nature of Caspa. A recurring theme for this little nothing burger video is going to be that efficiency doesn't matter with Caspa mining. Now, Caspa mining is not about efficiency. That's for something else or for the end when they're in tail emissions. Right now, it's about getting the most Caspa that you possibly can. So I'm going to go through the numbers real quick and make it as least not interesting as I possibly can. Let's get into it. Once again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I don't just look at spreadsheets. I promise I do more interesting stuff. But taking a look at this, I had a lot of comments saying like, well, it doesn't make sense to buy the modifications, the parts needed to overclock the KS0 Ultra. I'm just going to buy a second KS0 Ultra. But efficiency is not the name of the game with Caspa mining because of the aggressive emission schedule. So right now we're in the July epoch or whatever. Caspa block rewards go down every single month. And so right now the block reward's about 98 Caspa. And then next month it's 92, 87, 82, etc. So what I did was I put together how much you're going to make. I took the block reward and then what the Caspa per day that the Ultra gets stock, and then just divided it into that and took that as an expression to extrapolate out what the block reward would be every month moving forward. This assumes Caspa price does not change and network difficulty does not change, because I don't know which way it's going to go, but is there really any scenario where the network difficulty goes down? Probably not, unless the price goes way down. Yeah, and that could happen. Something really bad happens with Caspa, but a lot of people kind of just think it's only going to go up, and you probably wouldn't buy a miner unless you thought that Caspa was going to go somewhere or go up in value. So we're just going to go on those assumptions right now. But what I did was I put in on the very, very high end, the most expensive parts to overclock the Ultra. And that way I could see the ROI, basing it on the ROI date. So on stock Ultra ROIs at a certain time, how much are you taking in cumulatively in profit on an overclock one? And if you can do it for less than that amount, then it makes sense, because moving forward after that, you're going to be making that much more. So taking a look, we've got the stock version over here. You can pause the video and look at it. I'm assuming a 10-cent power rate. Mine's a lot less, but a lot of people have much more expensive power. But that's what I'm going to go on. That's kind of the standard. Also, we're going to go based on, again, the 8.18 Caspa per day with Caspa's current price at 18 cents. So that gives us a profit per day of $1.47, profit per month, 30-day month, at $36.97. Modded version, I took the most expensive parts, the expensive PSU, the fan, the shrouds, the sinks, the glue, the paste, the pads, etc. $565. It won't cost you $565 to overclock this thing, especially if you're using the free developer fee version of the overclocking firmware. You don't have to buy the firmware. You can use the free version, which just pays a 0.5% developer fee. But we're just kind of eliminating that. We're not putting that into the equation, because we add more things in the equation, then the extrapolation goes further. It's like the hurricane model with all the lines. You know, the more you add in, the more the lines get wavy. So 565, that's what we're going with. So going down here, again, assuming no difficulty change, no price change, we're coming through, again, because we took it as an expression of percentage, the block reward. These are how much cash you're going to take in per day on a stock. And then this is it on a modded version. So again, because of the aggressive emission schedule, you want to accumulate fast. Efficiency would probably only be a concern once Caspa's in tail emissions and the block reward is set. And then at that point, yeah, set yourself up for efficiency, because you know the block reward is going to stay the same ongoing. But the rewards are bigger now, so you want more share of that block reward before it gets cut by 5% or whatever every single month ongoing. So if we go through here, again, this is just spot check right now. It's about down to, so about a year to ROI, the $349 KS0 Ultra. If you can get it cheaper somewhere else, then, you know, do your, you know, look on the table to when you're going to ROI it or whatever, if you subscribe to that. But in about a year. So if we slide over here to the modded version, that means that in that same month that a stock one would ROI, then your cumulative profit on a modded version would be $504. So if you can mod the KS0 Ultra for $504 or less, it absolutely, I think, makes sense to do the modded version, because after that, you know, once it's ROI'd, then your profit ongoing is going to be higher because you modified it. So, you know, on the following that month, your total profit per month is going to be, say, in at that 12-month mark, $10 as opposed to a $12 more, or $12.78 on the modded version. So you're going to be making that much more. Again, I think all this has to do with Caspa's emission schedule. If something was different about it, then yeah, efficiency would probably play in more. But you know, as of right now, I think the name of the game is to accumulate as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Especially if you're one of the people that are always talking about Caspa going to $1 or $10 or whatever it's going to go to, then it would absolutely make sense to get as much as possible as soon as you can, or just buy the shit. I mean, that's a lot of people say don't buy the coins, but just buy the coins if you're that into it. If you're selling out Caspa every day, then yeah, that probably makes sense too, because you're going to make more ongoing. And if you're just holding the coins and covering your power, floating your power, waiting for price appreciation, I think it probably makes even more sense to get the overclock version, because you're just accumulating that much more Caspa, because you're thinking that price is going to go up. Once it goes up, that's, you know, a multiple factor, because you have that many more coins because you had an overclock device. So again, that's just my reply, my retort to the people in the comments saying like, well, I'm just going to buy an extra KS0 Ultra. I mean, do that and overclock that one too. You know, you can get cheaper PSUs, overclocking PSUs in other places. You don't have to get the $130 model. I got that because I wanted the Cadillac shit. I wanted the one that was high quality, and I wanted to future-proof myself, because maybe there's going to be a KS0 Ultra, you know, Ultra Plus 4matic, you know, bi-turbo that comes out in the future and that uses that same barrel plug. I don't know. But anyway, that's where I'm coming from with that. Again, if anyone's looking at the math, you know, it's not on you. It's not on you guys to check my math, because looking at spreadsheets are super duper boring. But everything checks out as far as I can tell. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you plan to do in the comments below. Appreciate everybody buying a shroud. Check the link to my Etsy store in the description below. I'm trying to catch up on orders there. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe again if you're not already, and like this video for more content like this. I'm TheTechnicals. See you next time.